The upcoming YNW Melly retrial is looking very concerning for Melly, making him get very emotional during his recent court hearings, as rap OG Boosie would even explain during an interview this week, when the feds want you, they'll do anything to get you, which is why YNW Melly has not received a bond so far.
Now they're putting even more charges on him, and then
when they want you, they want you. I knew they wanted him bad when they waited for that law to get passed. They waited all the way.
Penalty.
So it'd be 8-4.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They waited all the way till that law got passed to take him to trial.
Yeah, he was in jail for what, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah. They could have been took you to trial.
You're right.
They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. When they want you, they want you, man. Just don't see how he didn't get a bond after a fucking mistrial.
Yeah.
That made me like, God damn.
Yeah.
Like, after a mistrial, that doesn't happen, really.
As Boosie is sharing valuable information relating to the newest report of YNW Melly's retrial, now no longer beginning until the year 2024, as it all began with a report of YNW Melly's retrial has been delayed to February the 5th, as the delay is now based around a new jury, as the most recent jury had to have been taken off completely from his retrial. It's very creative lawyer work done by Melly's team, as they are trying to work a release date before the retrial comes. To understand further, we need to dive deep into what YNW Melly's ex-lawyer just said. During a recent interview, he would answer the question on why the judge just delayed his trial again.
Let me ask you about what the judge did here. Were you surprised that the judge just, got rid of the whole jury panel, basically sided with the defense? Why do you think he did that?
I think that the judge doesn't want this to come back in appeal, so he's going over and above of what you normally see, because he knows if this is a not guilty, the state can't appeal it. Right? There's no appeal from the state. It would only be if this is a guilty, it would be an appeal from the defense. So a lot of judges go over and above for a defendant to make sure that they eliminate all possible appellate issues.
There's a good and a bad to doing this. The good is that YNW Melly's team has lots of time now to build up new evidence proving that he is innocent, so we can get a chance of receiving a bond. However, the negative is, now if YNW Melly is found guilty during his retrial, he will no longer be able to appeal the case, meaning the retrial is now an all-in situation. The goal of having the trial delayed as furthest as possible is so they can also work on what's known as a case dismissal, trying to have YNW Melly found innocent without even having to go to trial. It all begins with his rights being violated, which is very illegal. It was announced YNW Melly's lead attorney, Jamie Benjamin, filed a second motion to dismiss for government and prosecution misconduct in violation of the defendant's due process rights with the Broward clerks on Wednesday, as YNW Melly's team realized Melly's rights were being violated per the 14th Amendment. There has been several legal cases in the past where people actually get their case dismissed because their rights are violated, and YNW Melly could be next.
Have added Christine Bradley, the prosecutor herself, to the witness list, and 5 other attorneys from the state attorney's office who they say knew about this situation. That's 7 attorneys from the state attorney's office. Because of this, Melly's attorneys are saying keeping Christine Bradley and this state attorney's office on this case is not only a conflict of interest, it's actually a violation of Melly's right to due process, which is a part of the 14th Amendment.
The families, however, of YNW Juvie and Sack Chaser know what Melly's team is doing, so they wanted to put in their own work, as they have now just submitted a lawsuit against Melly, where their lawyer just found new evidence to use against YNW Melly, where the report reads, "This is the video we requested from prosecutors on the state of Florida versus Jamel Demons. We have the honor of representing the family of Christopher Thomas, aka YNW Juvie. Melly's defense attorneys filed a motion for protective order to prevent me from obtaining it. The video was on Melly's cell phone, and it was recorded a month after he allegedly got his 2 friends. It doesn't show a man in mourning or even seeking answers. Instead, it mocks them, if not takes credit for it through false expression.
No regrets for the shit I did. That also mean for the nigga. Yeah. 4:30 a.m. Never say when.
As while investigating Melly's cell phone, they also found a text message of Melly admitting to doing the crime.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, "I did that," and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 The YNW Melly count says what?
After that, SHHHH.
As this is where it gets very important that YNW Melly's team gets the case dismissal form signed for having his rights violated, as YNW Melly also just received new charges lately, which can impact on his potential release date. To figure out when it can be, we need to see what YNW Bortland did, as Melly has now got new charges.
The state filing 6 new charges against Demmons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
As YNW Bortland's recent actions have just ruined a lot of things that Melly had going his way, as it all begins when it was announced that Bortland was arrested for witness tampering, as while his house was raided by the feds, they found insane paperwork against Melly and Bortland.
Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortland was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Demmons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortland allegedly tampered with the witness.
As it was officially announced by Bryson Paul, here are the images of alleged notes discovered during the home raid of YNW Bortland's home last week, filed into the Broward clerks by the state. Alongside these photos, a Bortland detailing where certain jurors were sitting, along with a description of what they looked like. To understand how serious and illegal this is, here's even DJ Academics' reaction.
To keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortland, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Like, god damn. Holy sh**. You know what I mean? Like, brother, like, come the f on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They be like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
With all of this new evidence stacking up against Melly and Bortland, Juvie's father last week would want to even provide more evidence for the new lead prosecutor, as during the interview, Juvie's father would expose how YNW Melly and Bortland were witness tampering, and even what code words they used to make Melly's ex-girlfriend not testify against him during trial.
Both Melly, Jamel Demmons, YNW Melly, and Cortland Henry, who is known as YNW Bortland, are now charged with witness tampering. It sounds like the prosecutors are saying there was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Saying like to me, they going through extreme measures to try to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom. And
as Juvie's father would then also share what happened on the morning of the crime, the moment that he drove down to clarify to law enforcement that Juvie, his son, was the one that sadly passed, as he would reveal something we never knew about how YNW Melly's mother, Jamie King, told the father something very odd.
He wasn't, he had switched vehicles. At least that's what they said in the first trial, that he had gotten into, it was suggested through a defense witness, the one and only defense witness, that he had gotten into that other vehicle.
Yeah, they was telling me that I drove down there that morning to go identify Chris. I met Moretti down there that morning, other 26. And on the way down there, when I talked to Jamie, she told me the same thing. Like, don't talk to the media and tell them Melly wasn't there. Instantly, my antennas went up because I didn't understand. Like, I knew from that day, I knew something was up.
Later in the interview, he would then share the last moment that he saw his son, including on how the trial is affecting him and his family.
Last time I spoke to Chris was like 2 days before the incident. Him and Melly FaceTimed me, and that's the last time I saw him. Last time I spoke to him was like that same week, man. It just hurt me to see that the love that he had for Melly to do that to him. I see if it was one of his enemies or somebody, he did something wrong or something, but the way it happened, how it happened, who did it, it just heartbreaking on both sides.
All of this legal wrangling that's leading to a delay in the second trial, how are you?
I'm taking it one day at a time. You know, you got to go through this process once again. Got to relive it once again.
As when you add all of this to the existing evidence of Melly allegedly committing this crime, things get a little bit scary. Fans couldn't believe that when Sergeant Williams would reveal after investigating the car, there is no way this could have been a drive-by and that it had to have been done inside of the vehicle they were driving in.
Assignment, which is to determine if this is a drive. And my determination was that this is not a drive-by. And it's based upon this picture here, which is a very good picture to describe it. All of these rounds are done. One is done at a stationary position. At a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in. The one round that has some movement in it, which is round site L here. The actually moving in that to create the little bit of a that you see there.
Okay. Number, you said 17 outside the car. How many rounds were inside of the car?
3.
And can you exclude the for Mr. Williams and Mr. Thomas as coming from outside of the car?
Yes. From the driver's side back seat.
As to the shot that was Christopher Thomas, where did that come from?
Driver's side back seat.
Okay. Is it possible for there to have been 2 inside that car?
No.
Why not?
There is no time.